Welcome from the Digital Heritage Research Lab of the Cyprus University of Technology. Behind me, you can see the Limassol Castle that hosts the Cyprus Medieval Museum. Today is the ICOM International Museum Day, and we want to celebrate it with you. ICOM is the International Council of Museums. This year, the initiative focuses on the topic, the future of museums, recover and reimagine. Our lab is running the ERA Chair Mnemosyl project, that is a unique EU-funded project centered on holistic documentation of the digital cultural heritage life cycle in support of existing and potential user needs. For this reason, today we want to provide a reflection on the future of digital heritage, and we produced for you a special video. We asked 3 museums to answer the following questions. What is your long-term view on the role of digital technologies for conservation, management, communication, and engagement? How can these systems address your current and future challenges at your museum? What is your ideal vision? Enjoy the video.
Hello, my name is Paul Firos. I'm the founder of the Museum Heraklion, and I've been asked to comment on the impact of COVID on museums and what is the future that may be in store for us. I firmly believe that we will experience a return to the old ways for many reasons. The first, perhaps, and the most important is that a two-dimensional representation cannot replace the experience one has looking at art firsthand, a couple of feet away from the artwork. And this is true for hanging pictures or sculptures or archaeological sites. I believe that when the pandemic is over and people will be able to congregate again, it will be the experience that they're looking for to go to a museum and see these things firsthand. The second reason is that a lot of museums, but also theaters and other such places, have invested heavily before COVID to enhance the experience of such visits. And it will not be easy for example, theaters that have invested in major acoustics technologies to just discard this and replace it with a simple PC sitting from home. So investing that much in a perceived change in behavior is, in my opinion, not the proper way. Instead, we keep the public interested with webinars, with some virtual tours, but this is only for a short period of time. Eventually, I believe that people will want to get out of their houses and experience a museum or an archaeological site because the two-dimensional feature cannot replace the three-dimensional experience. So my advice to museums is do what you can to keep your public interested, but also be prepared when the time comes, perhaps next year, to see the crowds filter back into your museum. Thank you.
Hello from National Museum of Leskovac from Serbia. My name is Nebojša and I am curator of archaeology here. My long-term view is also my present view. They are important and their importance is just going to grow in the future. You know, from the moment we wake up in the morning to the moment we go to sleep, we use or we are exposed to different kind of digital technologies. Some of us even during their sleep. And those digital technologies are making our life and communication easier and better. Thanks to them, you know, like not just thanks to them, we can gather more information on some object or some building. We can store more information on less space, and we can acquire those information more quickly and more precisely. And at the end, we can share that information also more quickly. And you know, now it doesn't matter if, you know, if they're big or small. You just send them through computer to Google Cloud and other digital platforms. So you know, those digital technologies, they enable us better communication between artifact and researcher, also between two researchers or two institutions, and at the end they enable us good communication between museum and the visitor. The best example how digital technologies address challenges of Leskovac Museum is this situation with the COVID virus. During the time when we were closed for visitors, only channel of communication with public and other museum professionals were social medias and digital platforms. Thanks to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and Zoom meetings, Zoom workshops, we were in constant contact with our public, showing them that we are alive, we are still working on preserving heritage through showing it and making it accessible on digital platforms and through digital technologies. And I don't know, you know, when you think about the future, I actually don't know about the future challenges, because we are yet to gather and to systemize the experience we got from this present situation. And it was, you know, it was a new experience, and a lot of new things happened last 18 months. So I think we need some time before we make some step into the future, and you know, we need first to take wisdom from what we did in the last 18 months. My ideal vision is visitors back in the museums. You know, like digital technologies are all fine, but you know, having live conversation, having people, you know, mingling in the museum exhibitions is the best thing, you know, what can happen to one museum. You know, you have a visitor standing in front of the live artifact, feeling museum atmosphere and manipulating that artifact on his phone or a tablet, using it to gather more information or choose what kind of information is interesting to him. So this is my answers to 3 questions. Thank you for your time and all the best.
In the times of the pandemic, museums have been urged to explore new ways and find resources for approaching audience and disseminate knowledge. New, previously unexplored or only experimentally investigated pathways had to be constructed. Our museum, the Science and Technology Museum of the University of Patras in Greece, faced similar difficulties. Being a university infrastructure, we had to overcome the severe sanitary rules and restrictions imposed by the Greek authorities to the universities for limiting the pandemic. Our personnel had to work hard in order to transform physical material to digital presentations which could run interactively on dedicated platforms. Under this respect, we explored new ways and deployed innovative tools for collaboration with our audience and the related stakeholders. This is not a one-way collaboration, but a bi-directional one. This kind of crowdsourcing helps our museum to further upgrade and enrich its digital heritage in a sustainable manner. Escape rooms, augmented virtual reality, and dedicated mobile apps constitute some of the innovative tools we are currently exploring and experimenting with, whereas e-volunteering has been greatly enhanced our running projects. The main aim of our museum is to trigger the interest of future potential visitors and further attract them to visit physically our collections and participate in our projects and actions whenever the conditions will safely permit it. Our experience till now, during this pandemic era, helped us to understand that in likewise situations, the museums can add their own stone for enduring the psychological immunity of the community and help healing the wounds.